If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
And new developments in the murder for hire plot that happened right in our area. Today, rapper Lil Durk pleaded not guilty of the case. Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Banks, was arrested in Miami last month and transferred to Los Angeles. According to a grand jury indictment, he conspired with others to murder a rival rapper near the Beverly Center 2 years ago. Banks is accused of ordering the murder, but a botched shooting instead killed the rival's relative. 5 other defendants were also charged.
Following the murder of OTF member Davon Bennett, aka King Von, the affidavit further disclosed that confidential witness 1, now let's understand something. It says confidential witness 1. So that leads me to believe that there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, however many, right? Because if it just was one single confidential witness, it'll probably say just confidential witness, but it says confidential witness 1. Knew that the defendant Banks placed other monetary bounties for the murder of people with whom defendant Banks was feuding, including 6 other individuals. The affidavit also lists significant evidence corroborating confidential one's account of defendant Banks' involvement in SR's murder, Little Pop's murder, cold-blooded demonstration. But the cold-blooded part about this whole thing is that they taking it a little bit further, right? Because we must understand that Lil Durk is not locked up for RICO. Lil Durk is locked up for murder for hire, conspiracy to commit murder for hire. But check this out. The affidavit further stated that confidential witness 1 provided information about shootings and other overt actions that OTF members and associates took to commit violence on behalf of OTF. The affidavit then provided a specific example of racketeering activity in which the defendant Banks and other OTF members participated, specifically an Atlanta robbery turned shooting in which defendant Banks and Davon Bennett were both charged with attempted murder and participation in criminal street gang activity. Now, the cold-blooded part about that is this right here. That case right there happened years ago. I'm talking about, what was that, 2001, 2022, when King Von got killed? So this confidential witness is testifying and telling the feds about stuff that happened years ago. So that alone tells me that this who is a confidential witness is somebody that's been around Dirk for a long time. Man, this right here this is tough. This right here is real tough. And let me explain to y'all why I say that, right? First, we got to understand one thing. Conspiracy, right? Because a lot of people have it in their mind. They say, well, how can they prove that Dirk did a murder for hire? They got to prove that he paid somebody to kill somebody, right? And I understand that, but what people are failing to realize is that Dirk is charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire. And that conspiracy, that right there, I'm talking about, y'all, please don't ever get caught up in a conspiracy. Please. Because when you dealing with a conspiracy, look, you ain't even got to be nowhere around for the crime to happen. All they got to do is just prove that you played some minute role in the murder, and that's it. That's it. And in the case with Lil Durk, these are the things that they are proving. This is the evidence that they got against him to convict him or charge him with conspiracy. Text messages. They are saying that, no, let's put it in order, right? Motive. They are saying that the motive for Lil Durk to be a part of this conspiracy to kill Quando Rondo is the killing of King Von. Why? Because King Von is Lil Durk's homeboy. And they close like that. And Dirk wanted some get back. So that's the motive, right? And using something like that, they can say that he conspired to have Quando Rondo killed because he got a motive. But they got more stuff. Financial records. And the financial records that they have is just something like this, y'all. Listen to what I'm finna tell y'all. They are saying that Dirk used his credit card to pay for the flights to fly them 5 killers or accused killers out from Chicago to California to kill Quando Rondo. Now here's the thing though. Dirk ain't never used the credit card to pay for those boys' flights. His homeboy did. But being that Dirk told his homeboy in a text message, don't use nothing with my name on it, they are connecting that and saying that, hey, Dirk meant in what he was telling his homeboy, don't use the credit card, but his homeboy used it anyway. Conspiracy. Right? Like when you think about that, like there's so many ways that we could spin that. Dirk could have been like, hey man, stop using my credit card, man. If you gonna do something, don't use my name, dog. If y'all gonna be on that, man, I don't want to be a part of that. I understand y'all want to go kill Quando Rondo, y'all want to go kill Lil Tim and all that. Don't put my name in it. He could have been simply saying that. You see? But being that this is a conspiracy, now is, you know what? Nah. He said that because he tried to hide his identity, and he paid for those boys' flight because they used his OTF card. Even though he wasn't there, even though he ain't the one that used the card. Y'all, don't get caught up in a conspiracy. Please, do y'all see what's going on? Now, the most damaging evidence against Lil Durk in this murder for hire is this right here. There's people in Dirk's circle that are telling on him. That's the most damaging evidence. And the reason why I say that is the most damaging evidence against Lil Durk is because the prosecutor is already coming with their circumstantial evidence. They baking the cake. They baking it. But the icing is the witnesses. And these witnesses are people that are in Lil Durk's circle. So that's the icing on the cake right there. The cake been baked already. But now they icing it, right? Because they are not just saying that these are witnesses that were just, standing on the street and seeing a murder happen. No, it's not these type of witnesses. One of the witnesses is an unnamed witness. And this man right here is saying that Dirk offered to pay him to kill somebody. Cold-blooded demonstration. That's cold. Because that's somebody in the circle. That's somebody that can say, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? He tried to pay me, and then he paid them, and he paid them, and he tried to pay us to go kill somebody. That sounds like that's somebody that's on the case with Lil Durk. But this new guy that just came out, right? This new confidential witness. Oh. We got to understand something, y'all. This right here is a confidential witness. This right here is not somebody like a confidential informant. Now, a confidential informant is somebody that helps build cases, right? A confidential informant is somebody that be around you, be around criminals and stuff like that. And he's helping the prosecution by giving them evidence and tips and information to help build a case against somebody. That's a confidential informant. We're talking about a confidential witness. Now, what that means is this right here, that this witness was right there. He seen it all go down. He even played some roles in it. And he is so scared for his life because he know that these guys is killers that he needs to be confidential or else his life is at risk. You see? So that is the most damaging evidence against Lil Durk, because this witness right here is not only corroborating with the circumstantial evidence that the prosecution already has, but he putting that nail in the coffin because he's that icing on that cake. Yeah, he that icing on there because he letting it be known. Hey, look, this Quando Rondo murder for hire thing that went down, that's not the only one. We was hired to kill 6 people. You know, and he giving out names. He letting it be known. And what makes him confidential is this right here. His relationship. His relationship with Lil Durk. That right there what gives him all the credibility for them to even stamp confidential on his name. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't just run up and be like, I want to be a confidential informant. They like, man, hold on. We don't know what's going on. What type of evidence you got? Like, give us something before we do that. You see? And so whatever he gave them, they connected a dot and connected another dot and connected another dot and say, hey, this boy right here know what he's talking about. He ain't lying. Because we got to understand something when it comes to snitching and when it comes to confidential, reliable informants, confidential informants, confidential witnesses and stuff like that. You can't just go to the investigators and be like, hey, look, I got this information. It's a guy over here. He got 10,000 keys of cocaine and you know what I'm saying? I want y'all to bust him. And you think that the investigators are going to get a warrant and then just go start kicking people doors. And it don't work like that. It don't work like that. He got to give them something that puts value to his story. Not only that, that corroborates his story. He got to give them some type of evidence where the investigators who are trained professionals can say, hey, you know what? This guy's telling the truth. You see, he got to give them something. So for this boy right here to be a confidential witness and that other unnamed co-conspirator, come on, like unnamed co-conspirator, that tells you that this person right here was a part of the plot, the plan, and the killing. He's a co-conspirator. He's unnamed. And this other guy is a confidential witness. Oh. That right there is the most damaging evidence against Lil Durk. And when he got that type of information, oh my... Y'all listen, let me tell y'all something. Stay out of the criminal judicial system. And let me explain to y'all why. Once they get you in that system, all the rules that you think they play by, all the 14th Amendment, right to due process, and all that old type of stuff, you got a 5th Amendment right and all that, it don't apply to you when you a criminal, when they got you locked up like that. That apply to rich people, not poor people. Let me just put it like that. If you poke, that stuff don't apply to you. They gonna run you through the ringer. You see what I'm saying? And not only that though, when you sitting in that county jail and your lawyer bring you your paperwork and you read it and you see confidential witness, you just start thinking about, man, how much time I'm gonna do? Because if you guilty, you know within yourself, we did this. And now they got somebody giving them great details about the inner workings of what we did, and he confidential. I don't know which one of these guys it is. I don't know who to trust. Betrayal sets in. Man, your mental, you ain't eating. You ain't sleeping. You trying your hardest to figure out how I'm going to get out of this. And if you ain't figuring that, how much time I'm about to do? Because you know when you guilty, you got to take a plea bargain. When you know they got you red-handed, they caught you with your hand in the cookie jar, you like this here? No, you gotta take a plea bargain now. Now you gotta negotiate with the same people that want to give you a gang of time. And you sitting up here talking about some, hey man, look, I'll take 120 months. They said, no, we want 240. Damn. Come on, man. Give me you begging for 10 years. Man, can you just give me 120, man? I'll do 120, man. We want 240 about you. You see? So look, y'all, stay away from that because listen, when somebody telling on you, y'all, that do something to you because it's that betrayal. That do something to you. But that's the wonderful world of gangbanging. That's the wonderful world of street niggas. That's just how they get down. everybody want to go home. Don't nobody want to do no jail time. You see? Don't nobody want to do no jail time. But everybody want to commit crimes, though. Everybody want to be a gangster. Everybody want to be a criminal. And look at what's going on now. I'm talking about Lil Durk's whole empire has been demolished. But we must ask ourselves why, right? How did all this happen? Ego. Pride. That's it. That's it. That's all. Ego and pride led this man right here, who was a multi-millionaire, to start trying to hire people to have other people killed. All because, according to gang culture, if somebody killed one of yours, you gotta kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many of theirs. You gotta get your get back. You gotta get your lick back. That's gang culture. That's gang protocol. And if you don't, you a pussy. Excuse my language. But that's just how it go in gang culture. If you don't, you a coward. Your gang ain't standing on nothing. You see? And this brother right here, according to reports and everything that we get, this man right here done let this ego and this pride demolish his whole empire. His friends are slowly dying. His friends are going to the penitentiary. His friends are getting robbed and shot. A lot of his friends that was close to him is locked up with him on this murder for hire. His wife and his kids, other loved ones. Why? Pride and ego. That's why. He couldn't just let King Von rest in peace. He had to do something about that. Why? Because the gang culture told him he had to do something about that. That's when, let me tell y'all something. As soon as Lil Durk started talking about, I'm finna pay y'all to go kill these guys and all that, somebody should say, hold on. Nah. Not you. Go sit down somewhere. You the breadwinner. You can't participate. You can't do nothing. If brothers want to go get some get back, you let them go do that on their own. I know you love King Von. I love King Von too. But listen, man. We done made it out the ghetto. We done made it out of Chicago, South Side. Have y'all ever been to South Side Chicago and seen how it look? Come on. And I'm not trying to speak down on Chicago, because Chicago is a beautiful city. When you make it up out the hood, you see, Chicago, I'm talking about, man, it's going down in Chicago. It's a lot of lovable, nice people down there. But when you get into the hood, when you get into that danger zone, when you get into that concrete jungle, ain't nothing but lions, tigers, and bears down there. And if you ain't now one of them, you gonna get ate. You see what I'm saying? They playing for keeps down there. They is not playing down there. So these boys made it from there and squandered it. Pride, ego. Sad. I'm talking about very sad. Now, before I depart, allow me to say this right here. Lil Durk, he's what they say, how they tell us when you get up in there, you're innocent until proven guilty. That's a damn lie, y'all. That's a lie that they tell you, to calm you down and all that. No, you're guilty until proven innocent. That's how I go. And the proof of that is, if he was innocent, or if anybody was innocent until proven guilty, why you locking them up for? You see how they play on words? And that's just a beginner's thing. Man, when you get in that county jail and you get to fight in that court system, man, you're going to be like, no, but the law say this right here. They're going to say it didn't mean that. This is what it means. And then they use a different language. They use old Latin, jurisprudence and stuff. You like, what is that? I ain't never heard these words before. And the stuff that we use today, like the common words that we might use today, like man or property and stuff like that, colors, that stuff got whole different meanings in the judicial system. You in there on foreign land, they speaking a foreign language while you just sitting there like, man, what? Hold on, what's going on here? I don't. And then they gonna say, do you understand that? And your lawyer gonna say, hey, yes, hey, you like, yeah, because you on foreign land, you don't know what's going on. So look, y'all, if, as much as you could, please avoid that criminal judicial system. Don't catch no felonies. Because even after you get out of jail from doing your time, after you done you thought you paid your debt to society, no, you ain't, because you got a felony on your record now. And when you get out of jail, and you got that felony on your record, now you say, okay, I done got out of jail, I'm free now. No, you're not, because you got an F on your forehead. Whenever you go get a job, that F gonna pop up on your forehead. Wait a minute. Yeah, you qualified. Yeah, you did the schooling and everything. Whoa. Hold on. You got a felony. Yeah, I know that was when I was young. You know what I'm saying? But I'm qualified. I went to school to do this. Now, we ain't trying to hear all that shit. Excuse my language. No, we got some other qualified people, okay? Yeah, no, you a felon. Now, we gonna put you all the way to the back. Gonna throw your application in the garbage. You go try to get you a house, a nice apartment or something like that. You got all the money in the world. Hey man, look, I want to pay 6 months rent, you know what I'm saying? Up, I want to do that. They looking at you like, yeah, great. You know you want to do. Oh, you got a felony. Yeah, man, that's when I was young, man. You know, I ain't know no better than nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? They, yeah, we understand that, but no, somebody else is looking at the apartment too. You see, this stuff trails you and condemns you. Why? Because they want you to go right back into that same environment and commit more felonies so you can take your ass right back to the slave plantation, which is called the penitentiary, enslaved. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of brothers that get out and they find out real quick that the best thing for me to do is establish my own business. That way, I ain't got to worry about getting hired from nobody or nothing. I got my own business. I'm hiring myself. You see? So, look, y'all. Stay away from the criminal judicial system. Don't get caught up in no felonies. Not only that, check your pride. Check your ego. Don't allow your pride and ego to take you off a damn cliff, because it does that. And in this situation, that's what happened to Lil Durk. But it happens to men and women all the time, every day. Check your pride. Check your unhealthy pride. Let me say that right there, because there is good pride and there's unhealthy pride. Check your unhealthy pride. Check your unhealthy ego. Because that shit right there can get you killed or sent to the penitentiary. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Now, before I depart, allow me to give a shout out to some of the blessings that I received this week. Give a shout out to Damon Hester for the $15 Zelle. Thank you. Jason Harris for the $20 super thanks. Thank you. Jamal Ty for the $20 super thanks. Thank you. Kenneth Field for the $2 super thanks. Thank you. Peggy Saunders for the $10 super thanks. Thank you. Omega for the $20 Cash App. Thank you. Demetrius Wilson for the $5 Cash App. Thank you. Achilles Spencer for the $5 Cash App. Thank you. OG Dub Chi-Town Sweetie for the $20 Cash App. Thank you. How you doing, sister? Black for the $20 Cash App. Thank you. Antoine Webb for the $20 Cash App. Thank you. David for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. Carnell Clark for the $20 Cash App. Thank you. And last but not least, Paul Harvey for the $10 Cash App. Thank you. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love. And y'all take care of yourself out there.